Let's talk about time. You know, that steady, constant, forward-moving thing that rules our lives. Well, what if I told you that our most fundamental understanding of it might be completely wrong? That the steady tick-tock of the clock is really nothing more than a grand, elaborate illusion. It's a huge idea, but it's one that science is genuinely forcing us to consider.
And look, this isn't just some philosophical rabbit hole. As the physicist Brian Greene puts it, our gut feelings, our everyday experience of reality, might be leading us astray. We've all been deceived. The trick isn't just a fun thought experiment, it's a very real possibility, rooted in some of the most successful theories in all of science.
So, if we are being deceived, where does the trick begin? Well, it starts right here, inside your own head. Let's dig into one of the most common and frankly weirdest time tricks your brain plays on you all the time.
You know the feeling, right? You're doing something, you quickly look up at a clock on the wall, and for that first instant, the second hand just seems to hang there, frozen for way longer than a second, before it finally starts ticking again. If you know what I'm talking about, then you've personally experienced a temporal illusion created by your own brain.
Yeah, there's actually a name for this. It's called chronostasis. It's this fascinating little glitch in our perception, where our brain literally stretches a moment in time. And it's not just with clocks. This can happen with a sound you suddenly hear, or even something you touch.
So, how in the world does your brain pull this off? Well, your brain is basically a master film editor. When your eyes make a super fast jump, that's called a saccade, from one spot to another, all it sees for a millisecond is a blurry mess. And to keep you from feeling sick, your brain just cuts out the footage. It literally deletes the blur. But that leaves a tiny gap in your perception, right? A blank spot. So to cover its tracks, your brain takes the first clear image it gets, the clock, and stretches it backward in time to fill that blank. That frozen second you see, it never really happened. It's your brain fabricating a seamless reality for you.
Okay, so our brains play tricks on us with time. That's weird enough, but what if the illusion goes way deeper? What if it's actually woven into the fabric of the universe itself? This is where things get really mind-bending, thanks to Einstein.
So you basically have two competing views of time. On the left is presentism. That's our gut feeling that only this very moment is real. The past is just a memory, the future hasn't been written, makes total sense. But on the right is what Einstein's relativity points to. It's called eternalism, and it suggests that the past, the present, and the future are all equally real. The future isn't something that's going to happen, it's a place in space-time you just haven't gotten to yet. And Einstein himself was pretty blunt about it. After all his work, he said that the distinction we make between past, present, and future is just an illusion, a stubbornly persistent one. I mean, coming from him, that's a pretty heavy statement.
This wild idea leads us straight to something called the block universe. Try to picture it. All of space and all of time, from the Big Bang to the very end of everything, is laid out as one giant, static, four-dimensional block. Every single event, your birth, you listening to this right now, every moment yet to come, it all exists simultaneously as a specific point in this block. I love this analogy from physicist Max Tegmark. Think of your life as a movie. As you watch it, it feels like it's unfolding moment by moment. But the space-time it's on, that's the DVD. And the DVD itself is totally static. Nothing about it is changing. All the scenes are already there. Our consciousness is just the laser, reading one frame at a time.
Okay, hold on. I know what you're thinking. If the whole universe is just a static block, if the future is already there, then why does time feel like a one-way street? Why can't we remember the future? Why does time seem to have an arrow pointing relentlessly forward? The answer, strangely enough, might be found in your kitchen. Just ask yourself this simple question. Why can't you unscramble an egg? You just can't. It's an irreversible process. And that simple truth might just hold the key to the arrow of time.
And this brings us to a crucial concept in physics, entropy. See, most laws of physics don't care about direction. They work the same forwards or backwards. But the second law of thermodynamics is different. It's the universe's one-way street. It says that things naturally go from a state of order to disorder. An egg gets scrambled, a sandcastle crumbles, a hot coffee gets cold. It never, ever happens the other way around.
So physicists like Carlo Rovelli are proposing that what we perceive as the flow of time is actually just us witnessing this relentless increase in disorder. The difference between past and future isn't about time itself, it's just about entropy. The past is simply a more orderly state of the universe than the future is.
See, the only reason we even have an arrow of time is because the universe started off in this bizarrely ordered, low entropy state at the Big Bang. So what we call time could just be our experience of the universe taking its natural, unstoppable journey from that initial tidiness toward maximum messiness. An unscrambled egg would be like the universe suddenly getting neater, and that's just not how things work.
Okay, so if the arrow of time is really just about increasing disorder, it forces us to ask an even crazier question. Is time even a real, fundamental thing? Or is it something else entirely?
And this is where physicist Julian Barbour comes in with an idea that completely flips the script. He argues that change is the only thing that's real. Time? In his view, time is not fundamental. It's just the measurement we invented to keep track of all that change.
Barbour's vision of reality is, well, it's an infinite collection of static snapshots. Think of it like a cosmic photo album, with every possible picture of the universe in every possible arrangement. He calls this eternal, timeless landscape of nows Platonia.
So if reality is just a collection of static photos, why does it feel like it's flowing? Barbour says it's because our brains act as time capsules. Right now, in this one single timeless snapshot, your brain contains memories. And those memories are just static physical records of past snapshots. It's that configuration of information in the present moment that creates the powerful illusion of a flowing past.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that this stuff is far from settled. This is one of the biggest, most exciting, most active debates happening on the frontiers of science. It's a true mystery.
At the end of the day, the debate really boils down to this. On one side, you have thinkers who insist that our experience of time flowing is a fundamental feature of reality. On the other side, you have the view from relativity and physicists like Barbour who say time is an illusion that emerges from a static universe and the way our brains work. Both sides have powerful arguments, and both sides have huge hurdles to overcome.
And this quote from physicist Fotini Markopoulou Kalamara just perfectly captures the tension. She says, it's distressing when physicists tell her time isn't real, because, well, it feels real, things happen. And that really is the core of the problem, isn't it? Our best science points one way, and our most direct, basic experience of being alive points in the complete opposite direction.
So we're left with this enormous, provocative question. Is your future, every laugh, every tear, every choice you have yet to make, is it all already written? Is it a destination out there in space-time, just as real as a city you haven't visited yet, just waiting for you to arrive? The answer is still out there, hiding somewhere in the fabric of the cosmos.